Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down.
Hey, let's go.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Jets on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Darnold. To Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
Darnold hitting his tight end, Herndon.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that mattered.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Marcus May with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready?
Now a give, right side. Hilliard. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long. They'll keep it on the ground. Hilliard. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. The Jets on 3rd down. They've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This will be 3rd and 15. Now it's Darnold. O'Neill's got it, complete. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. Back out is Matthew Stafford in the Lions offense. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Now an inside draw. This is their fullback. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Well, they were going draw play there. The defense wasn't fooled. They sniffed it out.
I think they're going to have to go back and take a few more acting classes because that's what a lot of that is. You've got to influence them to think that it's going to be a pass play and have them drop out and maybe the defensive front coming forward and find yourself some space. In this case, no one was fooled and ended up spilling that play pretty well.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Lions go for it on 4th. It's Stafford. That's to Fulgham, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. To throw is Stafford. James has got it, complete. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 38-yard line.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Now a 1st down throw, Stafford. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The back.
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And it's scooped up by the Jets. The 40. The 30. 10. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a 2nd time.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right.
And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Quentin Williams in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's Stafford. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Again, it's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quentin Williams, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
3rd and long, it's Stafford. And that is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not. What he wanted. New York set to take the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the 4th quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away. They'll keep it on the ground. Pass. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a 3rd and about 9 to go.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now Kaiser. Over the middle, it's complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet first down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Hilliard, and he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the first quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the Jets, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.